So please note, this session is totally a bonus session. Whatever as per the initial agreement, initial understanding or discussion we have done. So as for that, the official syllabus is already done. But apart from that, I told you that our learning will continue, and I'm going to give you so many topics, so many updates, and also the knowledge sharing activity I'm going to do here onwards, time to time. Even though our syllabus is over, but still this journey will continue. And in this process, some important contents, materials I would like to give you, and also some knowledge sharing activity which is related to the very important questions in interview. So here in this session, as we have one session and so many things to take, I'm going to have some best plan for you. And what is that? Let me tell you. This agenda is bonus sessions, or all the sessions which are actually focusing on the real-time things. So one, we will focus on lightning things, which contains various options. So here we will be working on various things of lightning in terms of experience, usage, migration, then project plannings, and etc., and setup and all this stuff. It all includes in this. Second major area is deployment, which also contains so many things. Third major area is automation, which contains two things: process builder, and after that visual, also called as flows. And fourth major area is giving you some overview of integrations that can be done in Salesforce. Okay, so this is our agenda. Now in this agenda, these two things are very time taking, like it will take lots of time. And in this case, I have one option, either to make it very short, because anyways it's nothing but a bonus session. So to look at my advantage, I can do one thing, I can make it very short, and that's it, complete. But then there is no meaning of my all plans for you guys to make you guys ready with this knowledge, so that you can just use this in interview and all. And that is the reason what I'm going to do here, that for deployment and this lightning, I'm going to provide you, just give 1 second, let me log into my Google Drive. And so for this, I'm going to give you the session which I have taken before on migration. So you go through this by this video, and for lightning, let me show you one more thing for lightning. So and for lightning, I'm going to give you so many topics, because we are utilizing our time in the other stuffs, that is automation. So I'm going to give you these all things here. Okay, so you go through this. So we'll go through this learning by my previous videos. So go through that, and you will learn lots of things by this. So this is video 1, this is video 2, this is video 3. Learn lots of things of lightning by this, and any kind of doubts, any kind of questions you have, you can ask. And then here also for deployment, you can go through that and let me know any kind of questions you have. Okay, now this way we will be having sufficient time in this bonus session to cover some things like this. Okay, so let's proceed with this and try to understand something about this automation. And any questions, any doubts you have, you can ask me from this videos. I'm giving you some extra content here which actually is beyond our discussion. I spoke to you something about 2 4 points, but you are going to get here 5 10 20 almost 50 plus points in the lightning. Okay, anyways, let it be, and enjoy this knowledge and go through this video to understand something about lightning. So point 1, point 2 done. Now next is, here I'm going to proceed now with automation, that is process builder. So let's proceed with this. So first of all, please note, the process builder is a concept same like workflow rule, but there are many cases where we prefer using process builder than workflow rule. And also it's a very popular interview question, that why we use process builder instead of workflow rule, or why not workflow rule, etc., etc. So this is the interview question. What is difference between process builder and workflow rule? Okay, it's a very important interview question. And by the way guys, this deployment video I told you, what it's going to cover for you is, in this video you will learn the deployment steps. You will see here inbound change set, you will see here outbound change set, you are going to see here real-time Salesforce org, how it is. Okay, because whatever we saw till this point, it is the developer edition, but you'll see here real-time environment of Salesforce. You'll also understand how actually you can create the sandbox list, sandbox creation. You'll also see here logging difference between production environment and sandbox, connecting production and sandbox. Apart from that, change set and all these things. Yeah, uh, deployment validation. Okay, so these all things you are going to see here. Okay, it's very useful video. It will give you all the idea how deployment works in real-time project. Fine, so let's proceed now with this process builder. So what is difference between process builder and workflow rule? So difference number one is process builder, or let me start with workflow rule. Workflow rule will give you only 4 actions. That's it, nothing else. Only 4 actions. So please note, in process builder you get 9 actions. Okay. Second thing, workflow rule cannot workflow rule cannot create any record. Okay, we can just only modify the some values and that's it, but here it can. Next, here cannot call any apex class, it can. Next, apart from that, another useful thing, cannot initiate any approval process. You know very well, we have always seen that approval process, if you want to initiate, you need to just go to that button submit for approval, and then only you can achieve this, right? And if you remember, in that session someone also asked that how actually we can initiate approval process or something like that. And then in that case we came to know that if someone asked me that in the class that is there any way by which we can automate this approval process. And then I said that it's not possible, but by using process builder it's possible, and we are going to see in future, right? So this is what actually we can do here. We can automatically proceed a record for approval. That's possible here. Fifth, now this is something which they ask in interview. Now this is one point where process builder is having a drawback and workflow rule is having advantage. So this is the reason it's a very popular interview question. They will ask you, tell me what actually is one situation where you will never use process builder and you will use workflow rule, or one advantage of workflow rule which is actually drawback of process builder. Now this is a popular interview question. Please note the what is advantage in workflow rule, not with, which is not with process builder. So please note here, can provide outbound message functionality, and here it cannot. There is no such functionality. Okay, so remember this important difference. And now let's start understanding the process builder. Again telling you, process builder, workflow rule, almost same concept. Some automation you want to perform. If this happen, that happen in your environment, that's it. Process builder, workflow rule. In the industry, people are using workflow rules also, process builders also, but in future, you may see workflow rule will be now one of the outdated thing, and almost every project will be focusing on process builder only. Right now, it's like hardly 70-30. Still 70% things are done in the real-time project in workflow rule. I'm saying 70 is also very small. I should say 70 to 80, because we use workflow rule very regularly and very widely. But I'm talking about future, then you will see the opposite situation. And that is the reason I included this topic in a bonus session, so that you guys can be ready for future. Next, now let's go for a real-time scenario. I'm going to take one case or a situation from my previous project, which I implemented for some customers, and I'm going to take one of the customer scenario where actually I use process builder for one of the university which is using Salesforce. And here we go. So what actually they wanted to do is, there was one object actually in their project of that university, and in that object, like, they used to enter the results, the scores of the candidate students, and depending on the score they wanted to perform various activities, like sending email or doing some kind of posting in the chatter, or sending some kind of automated functionality and calling some apex class code, etc, etc. So so that exact scenario, whatever I have done for them, let me take it here so that you can understand how this industry takes the benefit of process builder. So here are the scenarios. What they wanted to have is, when actually they are going to enter any student's information plus with marks, if the marks are uh, let's say for example less than equal to 40. Okay, so here in this case it was assumed that the candidate is failed, student failed in the examination, and they wanted to immediately inform the parents. Okay, so send SMS to parent. This was the functionality. Anyways, there is no like a direct solution of sending SMS to the parent in Salesforce, because Salesforce doesn't support sending SMS out of the box. The way we have out of the box functionality, out of the box means by default present, by default present functionality called as emailing. We don't have that functionality available in Salesforce for SMS. So what we do, we simply take the benefit of some SMS service. We give some money to SMS vendor, and apart from that, we start our service, etc., etc. Okay, so these are all the things we need to do. Now, anyways, that was done by our customer, and here they took care of all this payment things and all, and they provided us all this platform. But here, what actually we did in the Salesforce environment, that I'm going to explain you. Okay, but please note, by default there is nothing in Salesforce by which you can send SMS. You have to purchase SMS service package from the SMS service provider. I'm going to explain you, by the way, how we did this, just for giving you idea when you are going to speak about this integration topics and all. Okay, so one, send SMS to parent. Second scenario, if marks are greater than 40 and also less than 75, then it's called as average performance. Okay, so here this is the case of failed case. He failed. This is the failed situation. Then here it's an average case, average performance. Then in this case they decided to, now this is the they are here they are going to uh, make this kind of activity related to like a teacher, because when that university is having a very good track record of giving maximum results, always more than 80%. But if anything is coming with this range, then they wanted to have some special activities or actions to be taken on teacher, maybe removing them from the school, or maybe giving them warning. I don't know what they wanted to do, but they told me that one automated email to be sent to that teacher. So I'm going to tell you exactly what they have done in that process. So here, send email to teacher, and C case, if marks more than equal to 75. Okay, then this is called as the best case. Student got good mark, then appreciate teacher in uh, chatter group. Okay, so this way they gave me three scenarios. I put ahead in front of you say those all three scenarios, and let's see how we can achieve this by process builder. Okay, let's get started. Now for that, we need to have one object created. So we will use the same object. What we'll do actually is here. Now just give 1 minute, let me log into my Salesforce environment. So I'm logging to Salesforce environment. Okay, so here we go. Now what we will do, I will use one object uh, which is already present with us. Let's go with the student object. Okay, so I'll do one thing. I will add one tab here and customize my tabs. And here, as for student, we'll use this object. Okay, student, shift right hand side, and let me take at the beginning so that we don't need to scroll to the right hand side, and save. That's it. So we'll go with this student object, and we'll work or we'll write a process builder on student object. Okay, let's see. uh by the way, there is, I think, a question in the chat box, so let me see. Yeah, okay, so please note that if you're looking for the lightning batch, then please note it is going to be possibly start, yes, from next Saturday. Okay, so from next Saturday the lightning batch is going to start. Yes, you can attend like some initial sessions uh, for free, no problem. Okay, you can attend them. So time is going to be 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock Saturday plus Sunday. Okay, weekend sessions. Fine, let's proceed. So here, now click on student and let me show you the scenario. Click on new, and I'll do one thing. I will just make some changes in this student object. I'll do one thing. I'll just remove unnecessary fields which I don't need. Something like this, name. Okay, fine, save. Okay, so let's take an example of this object and try to implement that functionality of process builder by this object. So let's say we are adding the percentage of student here. Okay, now if student is getting failed, we need to send email or the responsible teacher, the class teacher or the mentor to that student. Sorry, average performance. If it's going to fail, then what we need to do, in fact what we did actually in that project, is we entered one automated SMS here or message to parent. Depending on various situations, there were various SMS. Let's not go into the business of that university, which will divert from our topic, but they used to send various SMS in various situations. So we used to add the text that we wanted to add here in that field by process builder, and then a trigger used to start on that object, which used to call apex class. That apex class is going to call the code of the SMS service, and then the parents used to get SMS. Okay, this was the flow. But here we will work on this activity which is coming under process builder. Add some text here for SMS, and later words that code of SMS will take care of this by trigger. Okay, this was second scenario, and third is the chatter group. Now please note there is a standard functionality in Salesforce which is called as chatter, where the employees of that company which is using Salesforce can collaborate like a kind of a chat group, the way we have our WhatsApp group and all, right, where we post a message and it goes to everyone. Such kind of things happen. Same thing is here in the chatter. So that customer was using the group, chatter group. Let me just go to chatter. So this is chatter, and go to groups and teachers group. So they used to have a group of teachers where they used to do discussion on various things. Now here, if the performance was good, they wanted to appreciate the teacher here openly in the group so that other people also get inspired. Three scenarios. Okay, let's get started. So to create the process builder, first of all, go to setup, then inside that go to build, then create. Inside create workflow rules, and then you can see just below workflow rules and approvals we have these topics of today, that is flow and process builder, because both are nothing but automation things by which you can do automation in Salesforce. Okay, so click on process builder and let's see what we can create. So let it get loaded, and we are going to create a process. Let me refresh the page. It looks it stopped somewhere or stuck somewhere. Okay, let me refresh the page. And here we go. So right now, if you see, this is the first page of process builder, and right now there are no process, there is nothing. Okay, so we need to create now our new process. Click on new, click on new. Now give some name, and let's give the same name. Let's say university management process. Okay, and the description, anything your wish. Now you can decide here when the process should start. Previously, this option was not there. Before few weeks, it was not there. Even though process builder is being used in the industry from many months, but this option was not there because the process used to start only when the record used to change, like the workflow rule. But now it's also having the facility to call one process by another process. It's a new feature is available in Salesforce. So remember this, we can call one process to another process, which we cannot do by the way by workflow rule, but here it's possible. Okay, so as of now for our requirement, we need to go with the record change. Click on this, click on save, and look at this. This is the advantage of, in fact, one more advantage of process builder. Here, look at the look and feel. It's like a flow chart. It clearly tells us what we are doing, what we are implementing, how should be our output. Everything is very clear, and it's actually the big advantage of process builder. Okay, because in workflow you don't get such kind of idea, look and feel, view. It's not available. So that's a drawback of workflow. Now here let's get start from the start. Start is just a label, nothing else. Come below and you can see add object. So on which object we are going to work? Of course, student. So click here, student. Student object selection. Now when you want to do this, when the record is created or when the record is created and edited, of course on creation. Now here the advanced functionality is also provided, is because suppose you make some changes by this process builder into that student object. Okay, now that change cause some kind of workflow action. That workflow again, let's say, calls or makes some kind of modification in the record, and again this record cause this process builder to start, and again this chain is going to happen like this, continue and continue and continue. They're calling each other, then this will never stop, right? But first of all, you need to decide whether you want this or not, whether you want to allow this or not. If you want to allow this, then Salesforce will say, okay, click on this. I will allow back-to-back calling, recursive calling to this process, but only 5 times, not more than that. Otherwise, your code will never stop and your customer will get never results. Okay. So this is only in some rare cases when actually they're calling each other. The process is evaluating some kind of record modification, that is calling the workflow rule or flow, and again it's being called in process builder. So it's just for those rare cases. Click on save. We are not having that case, so nothing to worry. Next, add criteria. Now you tell in which, for which criteria you want to work. Let's go for this criteria. Where is that? This one first. Marks less than 40. Okay. Now if you see here, we have the field called as marks also. Where is that, student? Refresh the page. Student. In the student object, we have one field called as marks. Look at this. Marks percentage. Okay. So based on that, we are going to decide the logic. So click on add criteria and mention here, let's say criteria, which is the condition. It's of what condition? It's a failed condition. Okay, failed criteria. We are writing the logic for failed criteria, and here you can mention when the conditions are met by writing some conditions. You can also write some formula, or you can just say don't check anything, just do the action. No, we don't want to do this. We want to check and then we want to take the action. So write the condition. What condition? The condition is the student. In the student object, we have field called as marks percentage. In the student object, we have the field called as marks percentage. Choose this. If this is less than equal to the number 40, then the person is failed. Okay. Now this is the only condition we want to check. So there is no meaning of selecting and or, because whatever you select, it's going to be definitely the single condition activity. So we don't need to select and or and click on save. Okay. So Salesforce is saying fine, I got it. But now tell me what to do. If this is the condition, what I should do. Now please note guys, our requirement says if the student is getting failed, then send SMS to parent. So the first step is add some information in that field of SMS to parents. Let's do this by the process builder. By the action, click on the action. You have two options, either you can do immediate action or schedule action, same like workflow rule. We will go with the immediate action. Click on add action. And look at this, we can do all these stuffs by process builder. We can call an apex class, we can create a record, we can send an email, we can call a process, we can call visual workflow, we can post a message to chatter, we can call another process, we can take a quick actions, we can submit for approvals, we can update a record, all these stuffs. For our requirement we need this, update the record. So let's say update record, you can give any name, with let's say SMS data, something like this, and record type. Now what record you want to modify? The same record because of which this process started. Let's say we are working on a student called as Adam. Adam got 30%, and now then in this case process will start, and it will start the activity of modifications and all. But here Salesforce is asking you want to do modification, but in which record? The record of Adam, because of this the process started, or some another record? Of course we want the record in the same record we want to do. So select the first option and click on choose. Okay, next. Now here you need to select which field you want to modify. I want to modify SMS to parent. With what message? Here people got failed, visit college management assign. Let's say it's something from principal XYZ college. Okay, now this is the text which will be used by that SMS sending code, and that's it. Okay, so this way we are modifying that field, and then the trigger will start, and then the code, and then lots of other things to send SMS. This is the first criteria, and its level we have understood. Okay, next. But now suppose the student is getting marked between something like 60, 70, 50, 68, something like this, then it will be in the false condition. It will not be true here, it will come below false condition. And for that click on add criteria. Right here the message, let's say for example average average performance. Okay, and then conditions are met. So what is the condition? Same thing, marks percentage, choose. Now here it's greater than number 40, and I want one more record, one more condition. So click on add row, and also right here student, then marks, then choose, and less than number 75. So anything between 40 to 75, average performance. Now this time I want both conditions should match, so I'm going to select the and one. Okay, I want both these conditions should match. Save. Okay, so 42 greater than 40, less than 75. Yeah, correct. Now in this case, what you want to do, let's see, send email to teacher. Okay, no problem. So go to this and click on add action, and there is one action called as email alert. Now here, email to teacher. Now this is something which you might have already seen in the workflow rule, how to create the template and all these things. See, click on one, create one, and you can see it will take to the page where you can create email alert. Now it's already seen in workflow rule, so this is not new for you. So let's do one thing. Let's take some already present email alert which is there, okay, which is having this kind of information, the name, email on for failure, and the email template is something like this. um where is that? Oh, wait, I will take another email template, go to previous. Let's say something like this, and let me check what is the content. Email alert. Let's use this one which I used previously in some session. Yeah, let's go for this. Instead of wasting the time in creating the template which we already know how to create, let's use ready-made. Dear, but this is for teacher, so let me modify this. We will go for email for parents. Okay, and we'll give the today's date also. So it's what, 6th. Okay, something like this. And your pupil got failed. Okay, and something like this. Let's say dear parents. Uh, this case was okay. Send email to teacher means wait. Then whatever the previous content is there, it's correct. Your student got failed, and here also it's correct. Everything is correct. In fact, I don't need to make any change because we are going to send to teacher, so nothing to make change here. Here we have this email. Here we have this content. Everything is ready. Okay. Now just copy this API name and come to this process and paste here, and not available. 1 minute. So it should be available. Let me go for email alert. Yeah. So copy the email alert name. Not I was copying the template name. Okay. Template name is wrong. We don't need to copy template name. Copy the email alert name. Okay, because we want here email alerts. Look at this. We want email alerts. So don't copy template name. I was copying template name. Come to this email alert which is actually calling this template. Okay. Copy this name. Copy this name and come here and then paste here, and that's it. So your email alert is ready. Click on save. So now whenever the average performance is going to happen, it is going to send an email. Okay, next. Again, if you want to do some kind of thing in scheduled manner, laterwards, you can do this. Okay, next. Now what we'll do, we'll go for the third case. If this is also not correct, if this is also false, less than 40 also false, 40 to 75 also false, then what is the meaning of that? Then the person must be having the scoring above 75. Okay, so here we will click on add criteria. Now it means definitely it's a good case. Okay, so now here, so there is a statement, I think. Yes, correct. You're right. Process builder is a better and easy to use rather than trigger and workflow rule. Absolutely correct. And that is the reason in real-time project there are so many situations where we don't even write trigger and we take the benefit of that by process builder. And that is the reason process builder is getting popularity in the market. Okay. Best case, what is the best case? The best case is go for marks, choose marks greater than or equal to number 75. Okay, so in this case, save it. It's a best case. Student got distinction. And here, what you want to do? Here, appreciate teacher in the chatter group. So just come here, click on action. Now this action is nothing but the post to chatter. Okay, click on this. Okay, now here, once it is done, write the action name. Let's say post to chatter. Now post to what? You want to send directly to the user on his home page or to a group? Of course, a group. Click on chatter group. Now which group? Type your name, teacher group. So we have this group already created, right? Click on this and write the message. Now here you can write the message, dear XXX, your student got distinction, well done. Let's say regards and hit on subscribe. So this posting is done on behalf of principal, so that they will just get the idea. And also you can write something like this. Okay, now here please note, we can write this kind of name dynamically, or your student, here instead of for I should write got. So it's student got distinction. Okay, so here I can make this kind of things dynamic. How? Let's see. So remove this xxx and put the cursor there and go to merge field, same like we saw in workflow rule. Click on merge field. Now you are interested in which field? The student name. So what is here? Dear teacher. Okay, so here we need teacher's name, so click on this, and here in this we have teacher name option. There is a field called as teacher name of teacher. Okay, choose. So it's coming dynamically. Then student name, so just remove this xxx and put the cursor and merge field, and from this you select teacher student name is there, student name, choose. That's it, all dynamic. Okay, save, and that's it. Okay, now please note here in this process, now unless you make it activated, it's not going to work. Okay, so you have to activate. And another thing, please note, this stop option is there, which is very useful. If you want to stop here, suppose this condition matches, it becomes true, and you want to stop the process, then go for this option. Even though this condition is matching and still you want to go for next level, then you go for the second option, means you want to continue. Okay, and please note this is something rare. The second option we use rarely, but please note it's there. Okay, it was again not previously available, but Salesforce started giving that. It's like a regular modification Salesforce will do, which is as per the better requirement or the issues people are facing. So if this will help you to again continue to the next criteria, click on save. There is a question that about using process builder for day-to-day operations. There are so many things, even people like me, even people like me do by process builder and visual workflow, and there are always regular instructions by our management which we get, that avoid code, avoid trigger, avoid apex class, and go through process builder, go through flow. So please note, if you are going to become master of process builder and flow, then there are so many situations where you can simply avoid using the triggers. By the way, I'm going to provide some documentations also for you guys to become master in this process builder and flows more, because it's huge. It's a huge topic. There are There are hundreds of things available in process builder flows. So it's not of not so not is possible by 1 day or 2 day or 3 day. It takes maybe months because it's a huge thing, and the capacity of process builder and flows are limitless. Almost all the scenarios in your real-time project you can cover. So please note, you can just have the knowledge of triggers and the process builder with you can have the knowledge of trigger apex class with you for such rare cases or for such almost impossible cases, but for example integration or some other things. But apart from that, you can do almost everything with some knowledge of process builder and flows. Okay, so I will mail you that document also with along with some other documents which I'm going to send you by this weekend. Okay, yeah, welcome. And there is can we extend the boxes in flowchart? Extend the boxes means we cannot do anything additional in terms of boxes. We can just only click on this add criteria. Apart from that, we cannot do anything. That's it. This is the only thing we can do. Okay, I hope you got the answer. Apart from that, we cannot do anything in this box. Okay, now do one thing. Activate this because it will not work unless you activate. So activate this and let's see the action. Activated. Okay, now do one thing. Let's create a record and let's see how it's going to work. So where is that? Yeah, this student record. Let's add a student name. Let's say for example John. Okay, name of teacher. Let's say for example Maria. Percentage. Now let's make him fail. Let's assume John got failed 30%. Okay, email of teacher this time not needed, but SMS for parent will be the case, right? So let's see what's going to happen. Save and look at this. Your people got failed. Again, it's typo. I should have written here got failed. So your people got failed. Visit college management, etc., etc. Okay. This is first case. Let's create one more record. Now this time we'll give average performance to this guy. Let's say Robert. Name of teacher. Anything again. Maria. Let's say for example, or let's say for example Andy. Whatever. Email of teacher. Now I will give my email because I want to show you what email I'm getting. So I'm going to give my Yahoo email. Percentage, let's make him an average guy. Okay, and click on save. Now email has been sent. Okay, let me stop the screen and let me go to my inbox and let me refresh the page. Yeah, I got the mail, and now let me show you that screen. Here we go. Okay, so I got the mail, and here with this subject and here with this body, whatever actually we took from that already present email template and action. Okay, so this is called as the email alert functionality, same like workflow rules you can see. Okay, next. Now let's go for the third case. Now here we are going to create student name, anything, just anything, or let's say something like this. Let's say for example, and name of teacher, let's say for example Philip, or let's say, and email, we don't need email in this case, we just need the name, right? Percentage, let's say 90%, and as that's it. Okay, save. That's it. The third criteria, chatter post, is also done. How? Go to the chatter option, go on the chatter tab, see this one, click on chatter tab and do one thing. Go to the groups, go to the groups and go to the teachers group and look at this. Dear Sandeep, your student Jyoti got distinction. Well done. This posting is done behalf of principal. Okay. So this way we can do n number of things by process builder, by writing any combination, by writing any logic. So many things are possible in process builder. Okay. Now after this, what we will do? we will go for another very powerful scenario that is called as flows. Now what I'm going to do here, I'm going to first of all tell you why we need flow, or in fact I'm going to tell you the key interview question which they will ask you: workflow rule versus process builder versus flows. It's also called as visual workflow. It's also called as flow. Both same. The name is just different. Please note, they will ask you in interview when to use workflow rule, when to use process builder, flows, etc. etc. Please note, you already know what is the difference between workflow rule, process builder. Okay, now here to give you overview, workflow rule use when you have some basic automation possible by that four action. Okay, we already learned those four actions in workflow rule. If it is sufficient, you just want to go with some kind of basic stuffs, okay, go for workflow rule. Next, here, no user interaction. You cannot interact with user, right? If you have some kind of advanced automation possible by that 9 actions, then here also you can go for this process builder, but with no user interaction. And this is process builder PB. And for flows, when you want to have user interaction, this is very important. We can have user interaction in flows. Perform, create, update, delete activity, and also complex process. In all these cases, flows will help you. Okay, so you can as of now just focus at the beginner level because you haven't even seen what is flows. So just understand one thing, that is this point, user interaction. This is enough for you for today. When you go into the more detailings and practice of flows in future, then you can see other things like what we can do in this case, which is not possible in process builder and workflow rule. You can just focus right now on one thing, user interaction. Just imagine the case of workflow rule and process builder. Is there any way by which a user can interact with them? User can give some kind of data entry. User can enter something with flow. User can add something in process builder. No, there is no user interaction. It's just going to start in the background. It's just going to end in the background. User will have no idea, no access, no entry, right? But the specialty of flow is it will take user into consideration. It will allow user to enter something, it will allow to user to add something value, and depending on whatever user is going to add, it is going to perform lots of activities. So to explain you this better, I'm going to again take one more example of my previously implemented project, and again I'm going to take that from from the one of the previous business case of one of my one of a customer who was actually a supplier of some um, goods like for the companies like Amazon and all, and they have their uh, sub suppliers and all, like it's their different business process. So here for them what actually we have done is we have implemented a functionality by using flows, where actually they can check that if their they can check that if there is some kind of uh, deposit or amount which is they are going to deposit is actually uh, going to be a specific number, then they will consider that application to make their partner. Okay, so they had some kind of multiple regional level partners creation process and also we did that by flow. Let me go with that exact real-time scenario and see how we can process. So flows in action. So here we are going to see the partner registration process, or I'll write flow. Okay. So now here I will do one thing. I will create one object quickly. So here I'm going to add one field called as partner name, text, partner name, next, and save and new. One field for currency for their monthly turnover capacity. Next, and uh, uh, and apart from that, we have created multiple fields, and in fact 30-40 fields. But again, there is no meaning of discussing about their business. We are just focusing on flow. So let me take these two fields, and that's it. Save. There are so many things apart from that in that project. So we have this kind of object. Okay, so our ultimate goal is to create a record in this object by flows, by checking some kind of conditions, and by taking user interaction. Okay, so here the requirements were like this. If partner turnover is actually more than 10,000 dollars per month, okay, then registration, they used to make the registration of this partner. Okay, and here, if it is less than, then registration not done. Now in this case, they wanted to use flow because their vendors or their users, which actually using Salesforce, so they wanted to get this kind of automation being done by flows. They used to call this flow in mobile application, and in that mobile application, whenever they used to go for some kind of partner registration, so at that time they used to get some kind of details from the partner. As soon as the data is entered into this, they used to automatically create a record depending on the turnover amount, and if it is there, then okay, otherwise leave it. So this way they used to enter the partner turnover registration. And also they used to call this flow in multiple ways in Visual Force page and all. So there are lots of things by which we can call this flows on various phases. but this flow is actually was the main thing by which they wanted to perform all this stuff. So in short, we are going to see now such a flow by which we will enter some data, and we will run the flow, we'll enter the data, and depending on the data some decisions will be taken, okay, with user interaction, where our vendors, where our suppliers, where our customers can enter the data here, and we don't need to do some kind of activities like visual force page and all the stuffs, as it's a kind of dynamic activity and kind of user interactive activity which we wanted to provide them in terms of this automation and no code. Okay, so see how we can do this. First go for the flow, so go to setup, then build, then create, then workflow approvals, and then click on flows. See, there is a flow, so click on flows, and here we go. Now click on new flow. Let me click on allow. So it's just showing unnecessary message. So here we go. I said allowed and it's get started. Okay. Now here, please note, in this process, here this is the flow designer. Okay. And here in this flow designer, we are going to work on multiple things which is going to help us. And here, let me tell you how we can perform this. Now in this case, click on first of all, see this at the left hand side. Okay, is all the entities that we can bring and add into this designer and start working. As I said, I'm going to provide some document on that, so you can get some uh, good information about all the stuffs, whatever is available, resources. We have lots of things, apex, latex actions, lots of things are there. It's, as I said, it's a huge thing. Flow is a huge thing. Okay, so that you can anyways get in the document. Now what we need to do is this. First of all, we want to start this flow. We want to start this flow whenever a user of a specific partner registration process is going to log in into the Salesforce environment, and we wanted to start with a screen. If you want to show a screen to some user, click on screen, drag and drop here. Okay, see now here how to do. Give the name to the screen, let's say for example welcome screen. Okay, and here you can decide which button you want to show, previous button, this button, all these things you can show. And also in the welcome screen you can add these fields and all the stuffs, and for these fields you can make some settings. Okay, so let's add a field, let's say display text. Let's welcome to this person, and click on now that field. You will go to setting, and just here you write welcome name, let's say for example unique name, let's say welcome message. Okay, we are just creating a field and we are writing message, welcome to partner registration process. Okay, and also right here click next to enter the details of partner. Okay, you can also go for some kind of modification. You can give some kind of colors, you can just write some kind of fonts, that's also possible. You can go some kind of fonts and all, etc, etc. Okay, all these things are possible. Click on OK, and that's it. Now you have this screen which is going to start at the beginning and going to show a message, welcome to partner management, etc, etc. Okay, next. After this here, now we need to take some value from the user. So again we are going to take a screen, In the next screen, we are going to take some kind of values. So drag and drop screen and write a name to the screen. Let's say, for example, partner data page. Like we are going to get some information from them. Here you can add the field. Let's say, for example, I want to get the name of the partner. So text box. Drag and drop and click on the text box and write here partner name. And by the way, you are going to get the video of this, so you don't need to worry about memorizing any steps and all. Just you see how the things are going and you can watch it again, no problem. If you want to make it compulsory, required, and etc etc, let's say I want to add some kind of a numerical value, or let's say that turnover, right? So click on this currency and I'm going to write here partner turnover. Okay, and this is also required, and this way you can add all the information and click on OK. So this screen will take information from partner. If you want to edit something in the screen, just go to that and you can see there is a pen like button. Click on this and you'll go to the edit. You can also add something like this at the top and display message. Please enter details of partner below. And here also you can just give some kind of fonts like this. Okay, whatever you want to do that. You can see the output is displayed here. It's going to look like this. Okay, and click on OK. I should enter the unique name also. So data entry message. Okay, another screen. So first screen welcome, second screen like this. Next, now what we need to do, whatever data we are going to get on the second screen, we need to now decide based on that what to do, because here if you see the requirement is if the partner's turnover is less than 10,000, we don't need to consider that partner, because they want only those partners who can do turnover more than $10,000. So here now we need to take some decision, and in this case the decision option is going to help us. Decision. Okay, drag and drop. What decision? Partner turnover decision. Okay, now let's write something here. So first of all, in the decision there are outcomes. Outcome means what actually the possibilities are there. There are two possibilities. One, turnover is more than 10,000, so partner is registered. Turnover less than 10,000, partner not registered. These are two outcomes, right? So results of this decision. So already the outcome is available. You can just give some name. This is a new outcome. You can give any name to this. Let's say, for example, you will give a name, partner registered outcome. Okay, and then here what is the condition of registration? If you are saying partner registered, what is the condition? Very simple. The condition is turnover should be more than 10,000. So right here that I am deciding this by a field present in screen input field, partner turnover should be greater than value $10,000. That's it. Click on save. This is one turnover. But I want to add one more turnover, right? Because this decision can do two things. One, register or not register. So click on pen again. Go to edit and click on add outcome. We need to add one more outcome. And here partner not registered because the turnover is less. Because turnover is not good. So we don't want any business dealing with that candidate. Turnover amount less than 10,000 and click on OK. That's it. Okay, so we decided that this decision will be taking two outcomes, one register, one not register. Okay, now if the partner is registered, then what you are going to do? If partner is registered, then we are going to enter whatever data we are going to get into that particular object called as partner registration object. If partner not registered, then we are going to not do anything. We'll simply say, sorry, we will not be able to register you because your turnover is less. Okay. So now let's go with the positive side. Partner registered. Then what you need to do? Create a record. So here is that record create. Okay. So similarly, we can have record update, record delete, lots of things. Record lookup, finding some records. Okay. So click and drag and drop. And right here the name, create partner record. And here you can decide in which object you are going to work. So the object is custom object and the object name is partner registration. So P for partner. So this one, partner registration, that we created before 10-15 minutes. And now how you want to create, because you want to, if you want to give them some kind of field values, that you can also do. So let's do one thing. There is a field partner name. So while creating the record, the partner name should be that value which actually we are getting from the screen partner name. So on the screen he is going to mention the partner name is IBM. So while creating the record into the Salesforce environment, IBM only should be going. So this is the field present in the database object. This is the field present in screen. Okay. So we are taking the value from right hand side to left hand side. We need one more information, that is turnover. So custom field monthly turnover. Now we will also add this from the screen because we are getting this turnover like this. So we are taking the values from screen and dynamically we are creating a record. Now that record will be having the ID. Every record we create in Salesforce will have ID. So you can create a variable for this to store the ID if you want to use it in future. Optional. Let's use it. Let's get a variable. Let's say for example registration code. Okay. And you can save it as a private if you don't want to use this field anywhere. If you want to use this field only like an input, only you want to enter, then go for this. If you want to use only for taking the value for on the screen, get output. If you want to go use this for input output both, then you can go for this. I want to use this only for output. I don't want to modify this field, just output and save. So I can use this anywhere in my flow and okay. And then the process completed. That's it. And then we can show one message again on the screen. Congratulations message that you have registered. Okay, so we can add some fields, display text right here, message, congrats, you have been registered registered as registered as our partner. Your registration uh, id is equal to, now here if you see we already created one variable for saving that record, so let's use that variable dynamically. That's also possible. And here we'll go with the variable coming from this registration code, and that's it. Okay. And regards CEO, and let's say for example Snapdeal, something like this. Okay. And click on okay. That's it. But suppose if the person is not registered, then you will simply show a message again that sorry you're not registered. So just this side, right hand side. Okay. And partner rejected. Okay. Message. Here also we'll write one message on the screen. We'll just display something. Message to something like this. Sorry, due to low turnover, we cannot make you our partner. And here also, please note, you can just show the values, turnover, and take a dynamic value, input field, turnover. Okay, something like this. And again, regards CEO. Okay, that's it. So this way, we are designing what all things to be done step by step. Now, the main thing is Salesforce is asking, okay, Shekhar, I understand you are doing this, you are doing this, you are doing this, all this stuff. But now I don't know how to start. From where to start? Shall I start directly from the congratulation message? Or shall I start directly from taking decision? No, we should start first of all with welcome. So do one thing to decide that it's a first element. Take the mouse cursor and see there is a green arrow. Can you see? And it's saying set as a start element. So that is green arrow you need to click and set as a starting element of the flow. And now after this, what should happen? Now it should go to screen second. So you can see there is a diamond at the base. Can you see diamond? Just click on the diamond and drag the line. So that now after that screen, this screen will come. Again from that diamond to this diamond. Okay. Now if I'm going to click on this diamond of decision and I'm going to drag a line, then there will something, or there so at that moment something will happen. Can you guess what will happen? Any just guess? It's a common sense, nothing related to Salesforce. What will happen if I'm going to drag a line from this? What will happen? It will ask something to us. Yeah, very good. Correct answer. It will ask that you want to connect to this success or the rejection process. Very good. Correct. It's all depending on outcome. So see, I'm going to drag and let's say connect this. It's going to first ask me, what is this? Is it a registered outcome, or I need to go to that direction when the not registered outcome is coming? Means if the condition is more than 10,000, then I should go to left hand side, or if condition is less than 10,000, then I should go, of course, registered. Okay, so now this is a partner registered outcome, and for second one it's straightforward, partner not registered. Okay, and from this to this again draw a line, and that's it, your flow is done. Okay, now do one thing. First of all, you save this flow and give the name partner registration flow. Now you can call this flow by multiple ways. You can call by Visual Force page, you can call by button click, you can call on login, lots of things are there. Okay, and our flow is this. Now what we'll do, we will call this flow on a user login, which I did for my customer. As soon as the user logs in, we will start this flow for that particular profile user whose work is only one thing: register the partners, increase the business. Okay, so let's go for that. Let's go for a setup, and let's do one thing. Let's decide that Tom is a person in our company who is going to deal with all these stuffs, the partner registration. Okay, so I'll do one thing. Go to manage users, go to users, and let me see what is the profile of Tom. Profile of Tom is what? This Tom Finance profile. Okay, and also let me give him the rights to work on that object. So the object is partner management. So control F, partner management. mm, okay, partner registration. I think partner registration. This is okay. This is 1 2 3 4, so that he can work. And now I'm going to log in by Chrome. I'm going to log in by Chrome to this. So let me just do one thing. Now I'm going to log in by Chrome to Tom. So this is Tom's login. So let me log in by Tom. and before he logs in, immediately that should start. This is what our requirement, right? This flow should start as soon as he logs in. So here we have a process login flow. Okay, under security controls we have login flow, and remember the Tom's profile, Tom finance profile. So go to login flow and click on new, and please note this is one of the use case. Okay, I told you there are multiple ways to call the flow, even from Visual Force page, even from button click. Okay, so I'm going to write here, let's say partner flow. Salesforce asking you are interested in which flow? This flow, partner is flow. For which user license? Now what is the license of Tom? Click on edit. It should be Salesforce. Yes, it's Salesforce only. So license is Salesforce. For which profile? The profile name is Tom Finance profile. So type T, Tom Finance profile, and that's it. It is not activated. Okay, let us activate it. Just come here and see. To activate this, first of all, close this, come outside, and this press on activate. Okay, activate. Okay, that's it. Now let me try again. Save. That's it. Activated. Okay, fast. Now we are going to proceed for login by Tom. Just login by Tom and see what's going to happen. This is Tom's login. Now whenever Tom will log in, okay, so whenever Tom will log in, from that login this flow will work. Now here this flow is active, and just 1 minute, and one more thing. So let me show you one more thing. Let me write here ways to call a flow by login automation, second by VF page, also we can call by process builder, etc. Okay, so we have seen the setup of login. Okay, now let me also tell you, if you want to, and also we have seen how to call by process builder, because you have seen there is an option called as flow. We can call by process builder, and suppose you want to call by any Visual Force page, then you just need to do something like this. So here, calling by Visual Force page. Okay, so API flow name. Okay, so this way you need to call it. Now here, let me write this Visual Force page, and let me show you how we can do this. Log into Salesforce environment, and type here Visual Force page, Visual Force pages, and click on new. And right here, let's say VF page for partner flow. Okay, and paste here the code whatever I have written there. That's it. And now API name. So let me go for the full flow, and just this API name, copy this API name. Okay, and come here, paste here. and save. Now when you are going to click on the preview of this Visualforce page, now whether you show this Visualforce page on sites, a website, you want to show the Visualforce page in Salesforce environment, you want to show the Visualforce page in Salesforce mobile, any kind of situation you can use it. So this is the first message, welcome to partner registration process. Click next to enter detail, click on next. Partner name, let's say for example IBM. Partner turnover, let's say just $5,000. Click on next, and it's saying sorry, due to low turnover, your here it should be we cannot. Okay, so I for it's a typing mistake. We cannot make you our partner. We cannot. Okay, it's a story message, so we cannot make your partner. It's just a small typo, and that's it. Then this customer is not going to get any kind of result or any kind of benefit. Now let me call this flow again, and this time I'm going to add now a person or a company with more turnover. Let's say for example Infosys. Turnover, let's say 15,000. Now this time it should work. Okay, click on next. Congrats, you have been registered as a partner and your registration ID is this. And if you just copy this ID, and if you just paste at the top, then you will realize that actually it created a record in the partner registration object like this. So look at this, how powerful flow is, right? So please note, this way there are hundreds and hundreds of use cases in the flow which you can use. So the document I'm going to give you, the video I'm going to send you, go through that once, and be take some time for daily practice and all in flows and process builder. You can definitely do lots of things in the real-time project by that. Okay, so this way you don't need to write a code again and again. And the final topic I'm going to give you here information about the overview of integration. Even though our integration, please note, integration is a different syllabus that we have, which is having some lots of detailed discussions and things in that, but still I'm going to give you some kind of overview of integration so that you will understand exactly where it is used and how it can be used. So first thing, please note, whenever you are going to use any kind of integration, the need of integration is to connect a Salesforce platform with some external environment. Now it can be something like, for example, see the various cases. This is the Salesforce environment. From this I want to send data to my partner company SAP. That's also possible. Case number one. Second case, my partner company is SAP. From them I want data into Salesforce. Possible. Third case, I have Salesforce environment of my company and Salesforce environment of partner company, and I'm going to make integration with them. That's also possible. And by the way, this was the interview question which was asked just before 2-3 days for one interview I was giving to Cognizant. Okay, they asked me this question: how to do integration between Salesforce and Salesforce, etc., etc. So just it's a recent example. Okay, and so this way we can do Salesforce to other platform or Salesforce to Salesforce interactions as well. Now when you go for the scenario 1 or 2, let me just mention here, or here in the point number 1, need of integration, the answer is simple: to connect Salesforce with another platform for data exchange. Okay, that's it. But that platform can be Salesforce also or anything. So please note, cases: Salesforce to non Salesforce data exchange, and another case will be Salesforce to Salesforce data exchange. Okay, And by the way, please note, to just give you the idea that what kind of demand is there of Salesforce professionals, or what kind of you can say that potential Salesforce market is going to give you, if you are just ready to do all the hard work with whatever knowledge you have right now, and just start preparing yourself. So that please note, in that interview or before that interview, when we started the discussion, and after that they told that what is the possible salary and all. So I simply said I want my salary to be double, 100% salary. Even though I'm not interested in that job, I don't want to work in that company, I have some other plans. But I told them I want 100% salary, and they said yes. They said okay, we are ready. So please note that this market is having huge money of Salesforce, and this kind of 100% salary, double salary. One of my previous batch student got 300% salary. These are all possible only when you have when you're ready for the market, as per the market need, and you're preparing yourself in that direction. So just put your regular efforts in this: one interview, two interview, five interview, but definitely you will get that specific um, golden moment where you can get lots of salary also, and also you will get the chance to work in a good company. Okay, so this is just for your idea how is the market. And many people say Salesforce market is down, slow, this and that. I haven't seen anything like this. There is lots of money, there is lots of opportunity. It's like going to be for next 10 15 years minimum for sure. Okay, and especially try to update yourself with the latest things coming in Salesforce: Salesforce Einstein, Salesforce Internet of Things, Salesforce Data Science, Salesforce Lightning. All the stuffs are there. Just try to update you, because the money is not for just the Apex VF or the admin knowledge you're having. The money is given for those knowledge, or that knowledge which they are not having. So if they know admin development, then why they will give double salary, right? So when they see something is different with the candidate, and he can give some kind of better benefits to us, so then only we are going to get this kind of salary. Otherwise they will not do any, they will again bargain you for 30 40%, etc., etc. So please note this point. So if you have knowledge, then you have money. Fine. So now in this case, let's go for this scenario: Salesforce to non-Salesforce exchange. Please note we have two types by which we can do this kind of exchange. One is SOAP integration, and second is REST integration. Okay, SOAP integration, REST integration. And here, if you are going to proceed with this second scenario, then we don't need to worry about all this stuffs, because Salesforce made it very easy. Going to Salesforce, if I just click on the all tabs, it is that. See this one. Without writing code also, you can connect from one Salesforce environment to another Salesforce environment. This is what Salesforce made it easy. Previously, we had to write some code, but now it's not needed. Okay, so Salesforce to Salesforce interaction is comparatively easy, but for other things you have to write code for sure. Okay, so now here, using connection object, and now please note the final point, something about this also very important interview question. He asked me this also in detail. He asked me various steps, how to do this, how to do that in the interview. And another interview question is steps for connection, or steps for connecting, steps for connecting to Salesforce org. Okay, now these steps and all these things, just I'm telling you overview, so you can just go to your by your own learning, or whenever you get a chance to learn integration, or let's say if I start any new batch of integration, at that time I will teach this in detail. It's part of that integration syllabus. And second interview question which is there, where you don't need to learn integration, just you can understand this overview and give the answer. It's a, one of the very very popular interview question almost in all development uh, profiles what I have seen. If they need any kind of thing in terms of additional knowledge, then they will ask this integration or lightning. So this is a very common thing I have seen as I regularly help my students for interviews and all. So one common thing I saw, that is one lightning. They will definitely expect something from lightning from your side, or second thing is integration. Previously it was integration. Almost everyone was used to have the focus on integration, but now I have seen they are bypassing integration and they are focusing more on lightning. So this is what actually market is. You just need to always understand the market and work according to the market, so you will get multiple benefits than this what you are expecting from the market. So please note, so integration, let me write here SOAP and rest. Okay, so let me just mention the points like this: another point, another point, another point. So actually it performs the data exchange. Okay, data exchange is done. The data is transferred from this environment to that environment by in XML format. Okay, so uh, a language, XML language, which helps us to communicate data from this to that. So that is done by data exchange XML. And please note, in the same interview he also asked me one question that I will tell you that also: how data transfer happens in outbound message. Again the answer is same, XML. Even though we don't write any code in outbound message, it actually happens internally, right? We don't write anything, but still he asked me how internally happens. So I said it's XML format. So he said okay. So this is also XML format, and here we use JSON format, or we like it's useful for lightweight exchange. So here we have JSON formats and all for easy transformation. So JSON is also one more important language which we use for data exchange. SOAP is actually used for heavy data. If you want to use heavy data transfer, lots of data, then you can go for this. Here you can go for lightweight data. uh, Third is SOAP is actually a kind of format which is useful for system or non-mobile devices. We actually use for this our regular systems, machines, servers, or between server to server interaction, etc., etc. But when you actually want to use any mobile phone, because nowadays we use mobile phones for doing interaction from our mobile phone. Let's say for example you are making a payment to by credit card, so this credit card will make a contact to the payment gateway, right? And then they will just try to interact with that. So that is done by REST. Okay, lightweight things are done by REST. And here this is more likely useful for, I will say, non-mobile devices, and here we need to use this for useful for mobile devices. And one final thing you need to remember is SOAP is actually this is nothing but the prototype of data exchange. It's a technical, it's a network word, prototype or a way of communication. And the rest is nothing but the architecture. Okay, how we can transfer the data, it's architecture, and this is a prototype. Just you remember this, because if you just remember 1 to 3 points, then they will feel that you are having just some kind of basic knowledge. But when you use this kind of heavy differences like architecture and protocol, then they will consider you like you are having some kind of idea about this integration and all. Okay, and finally please note, in the market this is more popular, REST is more popular than SOAP. Okay, because nowadays everywhere mobile devices are there, so people prefer REST. It's an architecture, it's a design, and here it's a just mode of data exchange. And please note, prototype is nothing but the language used for data Communication. It's a networking topic. I hope you might have learned this in your college days, in the networking topic. So it's just nothing but the language used for uh, making the data exchange. Okay. Next. Now, please note, guys, with this all useful information and with this all lightning topics which I have given, go through that, watch the video, and do some practices. And the documents I'm going to give you after this, which are having lots of useful content for your practice, for your own preparation. Prepare yourself very well by this and do lots of practice, because the documents are very big, and if you spend daily 1 hour also, you can learn lots of things, and then side by side start preparing for your resume and certification. And once it is done, then start for marketing, and then we'll start together working on those preparation of your resumes, interviews, and all the stuffs. Okay. So anything more you need, any kind of more help you need, keep asking. Anything is outside of syllabus also, I will be helping you. But whatever is in the part of syllabus, as per the deal, as per the commitment I had given, that is done. Anything more you need, keep asking. You know very well that for your every question, my answer will be ready in email. Okay. So I wish a very great career for you all, guys. This platform is amazing. You'll get lots of money, you'll get lots of stability of your career, and you don't need to worry about this ups and down of this market. It is really a powerful market. The only condition is, if you stop, you're gone. If you're updating yourself, you're on the top of the market, and people will follow you to just join their company with huge amount. You can, I shown you just one example. 100% salary is not a joke, right? It's a very big thing, but they are giving because there is lots of money they are getting by customer. They will give it, they will give it to people like you. They will, they won't mind, but you should have that knowledge. So work on this, and any help needed, I'm just one mail away. So have a great career. God bless you all. And this is the last session now. No more session after this. See ya in email. I'm signing off.